Hey, how you all doing? Welcome to this LiteX tutorial. So, which is top left-hand side of the screen. Sorry, LiteX has been doing updates just recently, and the app is getting better. Obviously, Light is still my go-to image editing or mobile image editing, but LiteX is getting there. So I'm going to show you a really simple but cool tutorial that you can do on LiteX today, sort of color splash tutorial. So I'm just going to go ahead and open LiteX, and I've just selected the image I want by going to album and then more photos and just select the image. Now I'll just give you a quick rundown in case you haven't seen my my breakdown tutorial of LiteX that I did quite a while back, before it got a little bit better with updates. Top left hand side is open. Obviously you just open an image file there. The next is a little disk. It speaks for itself. You just save it or save your progress on the image that you're currently working on. The next one is just share, and here you've got a few options. You can save it low, medium or high resolution to the following platforms: Facebook, Insta, Mail, Twitter, and other messaging services, including WhatsApp. And the three little buttons is just where you you click more and you can save the image, or assign it a contact, or airdrop it, whatever you want to do with that image. So close that down, and then we have the settings on the right hand side, and this will just tell you about tutorials, or if you have any issues with the app, you can rate the app or write to them and see if they will fix the problem that you may have found. So the way we get our tools bar up is this little pencil in the bottom right hand side of our screen. So I'm going to click that, and then we've got filters, artistic, selfie. So the selfie mode, you can just, if I selected it, you could just go ahead and sort of auto and sharpen your selfies out, brush your teeth, whiten your teeth, remove spots, sort your hair out, stretch the image so you don't look as wide, and all that sort of stuff. And the other stuff speaks for itself: cutout, objects and blend modes, color mix and color splash, which is what we'll work with in a second. And we have selective, where you can select the tools, brush, vignette, refine, so sort of shape the tools. And then we have curves and levels, color levels and balancing. And then we can have tools at the bottom where we can transform, adjust, add text, and do sort of focus, pull and focus. I'm going to show you a different way now to blur the background, which is a little bit easier. So I'm just going to go ahead and select splash here. Now what we do with the splash, we're just going to run our finger around the outside of the area that we want to stay normal. So the outer of this person is what the area where we want to blur. So I'm just going to run my finger along, and you'll notice I get this window in my top left hand screen, but that will move depending on where my finger is, and that just gives you a zoomed in image. Now I do look as though I'm doing this carefully and slowly, but you don't have to. I can sort of rush, and there's the window moved. I can rush it and just go around the outside, and that will apply an effect to the background of the area. But you will notice if I zoom in here between his legs, we've not got the same effect. Let me just show you something quickly. I'm going to go to shades, and then I'm going to go to black and white, and you will then see the areas of the image that have not been, or the background of the image that have not had this effect applied to it. And here's one. So the way we do that is you just select our brush on the right hand side, then we click select, and our little brush becomes active. Now again, I don't have to be careful. I could just make a quick dash in the image like that. And now I'm going to be a little bit more careful. I'm just going to tap the area that I want to fill and tap the area again. You notice that's a little bit too much, so I'm going to select the brush, select erase, and then just run my finger a little bit by that area, and it will just erase the areas that have been selected by mistake. So this area in here, I'm going to tap the little brush blue, and I'm just going to draw a line down there, and you notice it's on his jacket as well. So I'm going to click the erase button and just rub my finger down that area, and that removes the part from the jacket. Again, select my brush, and I'm just going to do this rough, so I purposely go over the line like so. You notice the black areas on the jacket, so I'm going to press my brush, go to erase, wipe over these darker areas or the black areas that I've done by mistake. So you don't even have to do it too near to them, and it will remove them. So the selection part on it is quite big. It's quite good. Sorry. I'm just going to do this part by his hand. And you notice I didn't do anything too quickly. I want that little black part of his hand removed. So that's where I do that. And then just undo because I accidentally smudged that area. So now all I'm going to do is blur the background. The way I'm going to do that is by choosing, you can choose paint and then choose your presets here. And if you want to increase or decrease the type of effect that's at the background, just press and select that that little color swatch, and we can increase, decrease that like so. I'm just going to click the cross button because I want to actually apply an effect. Got this emboss, quite nice. Sketch motion, which is quite cool. The only thing with the motion, if I'm going to recolor something later, you notice these areas here where the motion are, you'll see his jacket's blue, and shortly I'm going to recolor his jacket. If I then recolor his jacket red, it will leave the outer motion part blue. So just be aware of that one. So I'm just going to select the blur. I'm going to press the blur button to increase the blur on the image of the background on the image. Now there is another way with the fade that we could do this, with the focus, sorry, in the tools that we can do this, where you would use a mask, and you would go around with your fingers and just apply that mask. But this is just another way of doing it. So I'm happy with the blurred effect behind. What I'm not happy with really is these darker areas in the middle, but I'm gonna go with them. See what happens. Maybe just decrease the blur a little bit. Just see where we go. No, it's going to stay there. Okay, so click the tick button, then click the little tick button top right hand side to accept those changes. And I don't like this bit. It takes you right back to your tools, but I want to see the image. I want to see the effect that I've just applied. If I don't like it, I'll just click undo the bottom but one left hand side. And if I want to see what the image was like before I applied the effect, I'll click the bottom left hand corner on the button, and it will show me what the image was like. So let me go back to my tools by clicking the pencil, and then I'm going to go to splash again, and I'm just going to select this area here, not carefully, just really roughly on his jacket, and I want to select another area. Incidentally, if, say for instance, we zoom in or apply an effect, this little brush will become unselected. So if I zoom in, the brush will be unselected, but remember I've not selected the right hand side of his jacket. If I zoom out, it will reselect the brush for me, so that's quite cool. And then I'm just going to apply that on his jacket there, and I'm going to go to color, and I'm going to press and hold the color, and I want this jacket to be like a red color. So I'm going to go my hue down to the left slightly, and then my saturation, which should bring the red out. We can just mess with the hue again, just to try and bring that red, make it jacket a little bit redder, and then brighten it up a little bit, and then go for like a pinky color. And this jacket looks quite cool like this, but what I want to do, I want to apply the effect to his belt as well. So you notice my brush is still selected because it's blue on the right hand side. Now I'm not going to even do this carefully. I'm just going to run my finger along that belt, and it will recolor the belt for me as well. So that's really cool. When I'm happy with that effect, I'm going to click the cross. I don't like this either, so it goes against what you do in Enlight. And I'm going to select the cross, and then select the tick button. And like I said, it just goes back to the tools. Quite annoying that, but I want to see the image, what it was like and what it's like now. And yeah, that's quite cool. Now we're just going to apply a simple filter, and that's our image finished. Really quick tutorial, like I said. I'm going to click the little pencil down the right hand side to get our tools, select filters. And there's different ways that you can, different filters on the bottom. You can see I've got my daily, I've got paper filter, vintage filters, retro filters. Like you can apply one filter, then go back and apply another one after you've applied it. So and then you just select the filters by their category. So I'm going to go back to daily, and I'm just going to select this Lomo. And I quite like this filter. I think it's a really nice effect. I'm going to select the tick button there. It goes back to the tools, annoying. And then it goes to tutorial just for a laugh. So quite happy with that. Lomo must have pressed one of the tools by mistake. And this is how the image started, and this is what we look like now. Completely different, but really quick effect. I suppose what you could do maybe is apply another filter to that if you wanted to. I don't think I would. I think it looks okay as it is. I suppose if I was going to apply any sort of filter, I would just apply a light slip maybe in the retro. Would look quite cool. So yeah, look quite cool as well. Click the little tick button, go back to my image, and that's the way the image is. So I'm just going to click the share button there. I'm going to go to more and just save that image to my camera roll. When I go into my camera roll, that's where that image will be. This is Litex. I'll do a few more tutorials with this because the app is getting much better. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you all very soon.